Dr. Dhanesh.
Thank you, Dr. Saria. And now it's up to Dr. Arya, Miss Arya, to moderate the English session. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Good evening to all the doctors, students, friends, and well-wishers of homeopathy joining us from across the globe. I am Arya. I'm a third-year student at ANSS Homeopathic Medical College, Kottayam, and I'll be your moderator today. And I extend my warm welcome to all of you to the 1879th consecutive day of the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy webinar series. And today we have with us Today we have with us Ms. Madhuchhanda Roy, a multi-talented personality who has a rich academic credential, including an MA in literature, an MA in fine arts, as well as an MHRM. And she has vast experience in teaching, counseling, as well as in human resource training. And today she will talk with us on a very beautiful topic that connects both the mind and the body, and which is a healthy mind dwells in a healthy body. And let's all welcome Ms. Roy. The platform is all yours, ma'am, and welcome back.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible enough?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me the privilege once again. And it's nice to see you people all again. Okay, so without wasting the time, let me start my presentation. Actually, good evening to everyone. And it's my pleasure that you people have given me once again the opportunity to explain the beautiful topic that a beautiful mind, a healthy mind dwells in a healthy body. Now, can I share the PPT? Then I would start. Can I share it in the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so can you see the screen that I'm sharing?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. So let me start. Today, I, Miss Madhuchhanda Roy, would like to draw your attention on a very sensitive truth that a healthy mind dwells in a healthy body. Now, this is a beautiful statement, but actually, this is also a very challenging one if when it comes to the question applicable how much in our life, because we certainly fails to apply this kind of thing. Now, a healthy mind dwells in a healthy body. At present, I am sharing a platform with the physicians who are constantly serving the medical support to the society. So they know better that mind plays a vital role, even the pattern of mind plays a vital role to keep our body healthy. Even a medicine work better in a positive minded body. So hence body and mind intensely related to each other. Now throughout this journey, throughout this presentation, I will be only explaining how it is possible that body and mind are intensely related and how it works for the sake of the others. We do believe that body, mind, and soul, when they are aligned in a positive sense, then only life can be healthy. Now, today the entire PPT is focusing on mind. Yes, mind is a very, tricky thing which plays the vital role in our life. We will be discussing the same through this presentation, how it works, what is the nature of mind. So please stay with me, and at the end of this session, I would be eagerly waiting that what is your feedback, rather what is the query if there is any from your side. Okay, let me start this particular PPT with a story. Okay, with a story. Let me share a story. Hope all of you will like to listen a story. Now, there is a famous play named Waiting for Godot. by Samuel Beckett. It is a play about two friends, Vladimir and Estragon, who are waiting for a character named Godot, nearly a leafless tree in a countryside. Leafless tree here symbolizes certain futility. Now, this character Godot, who never appeared in any of the scenes, means when the play was there, in any of the scenes, never the Godot appeared. But these two friends entirely they were waiting for this character. Now, through their conversation, represents the inherent absurdity of human life and struggle of purpose. They were passing the time, means the port of the friends, they were passing the time by waiting. Despite of their sufferings and despair, the character clings to the vague hope that Godot will bring them salvation one day. Now, the moral of the story is that all of us waiting for some Godot at the end of the day, which represents destiny. That someday some beautiful moment will come, someday some good things will be happening, and we will be getting near to our destiny. It's actually highlighting the modern scenario. Today's world, human beings are suffering exactly purposelessly with futile effort. Now, this is the real time reality. The mind or the pattern of mind is exactly working in a confusion. Always try to prove something. Sick, searching for satisfaction. Now, this condition can be better represented by Maslow's theory. So, let me explain this, how it works. This is a very famous theory, very common, known by every one of us. The basic principle of Maslow's theory proposes that human motivation is driven by five basic needs, starting with the physiological need requirements of daily days. It's end up to self-actualization. In between, all those are the other levels are there. So I'm not defining once again because this is a very common thing for all of us. To save the time, let me come to this self-actualization. These are the probable states. This physiology, safety, love, esteem, self-esteem, these are the probable stage where satisfying one step leads to another step. Now let me clarify what is the self-actualization on which I will be focusing more. It is the journey to becoming the complete version of oneself which one can possibly be. But what next? Now, assume, all of you sitting over here, please assume that being an ideal father, is he satisfied? Being an ideal husband, is he satisfied? Being an ideal teacher or a doctor, after achieving your success, are you satisfied? Why? If no, the answer is no, then why? Because mind never knows how to stop. Satisfaction is a temporary phase. It has its own limitations, which is constantly creating and destroying dreams, ideas, aspirations. Society has given a set rule, definition, eligibility to live. Now, these are the criteria. If you fulfill the criteria, you can assume that you are living a life. So society has given a set pattern. Society has given a definition. Life gets trapped in that because we are in a comfortable mode, whether the given definition is matching with our life or not. Are you well educated? Yes, I'm well educated. Are you well established? Are you a rich person? Are you satisfied with your near and dear? Then only you will get the successful. But needless to say, success never comes in this way. We get never satisfaction to the utmost after fulfilling all the criteria thrown by the society. Now, the next slide, I would be explaining what is this self-actualization. In other words, self-actualization trying to achieve perfection. This becoming perfect is the main source of an unhealthy mind. From here, let's start it to think that how mind is actually reacting. The desires to become something. At the end of the day, I want to be a good trainer, means I want to do something, I want to become something. You want to be a doctor, somebody wants to be a teacher, somebody wants to be an ideal wife, somebody wants to be a good engineer. So each and everyone, we are desiring to become something, not well defined, but something. We don't know. And after achieving a level, still we are searching for something. Now, let me clarify here one thing that I do believe that perfection is a disease that cannot be achieved, that can only be aspired. Features of a mind. It's very important to know the features of a mind. Mind is such that always trying to become something to prove every time, every situation, every relation. Explaining what it assumes, prejudice, pre-assumptions are its weapon. Let me explain the fact. This particular line. Sorry, let me have some water. So here, suppose I have a relationship with a particular person. So before setting up that relationship, I do have a pre-assumption that the person should have certain qualities. He should be good enough, he should be adjustable enough, he should be kind enough. So these are the pre-assumptions I have already set for a person. Now, if the data is not matching to the pre-assumption made by my mind, then the problems arise. Mind is always playing the role of a merchant, really counting the loss and gain of everything. Now, in this calculation, mind engrossed in stress, and constant stress creates depression, that you all know. Mind is always on an ego trip, setting boundaries, comparing everything, feeling insecure. So this is the parameters, this is the features of a mind which actually an unhealthy mind. Now, the next slide, I know many of you already know the name of this book. One day I found it in via one of my friends, and I was curious enough to study this book. Now, one of the famous book, that is the Top 5 Regrets of the Dying by Brownie Ware, is signifying the truth. Now, she was a nurse by profession, and on the deathbed, the real confession where she had experienced the confession of the dying man, that was horrible. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life other expected of me. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. So this was the confession of that dying man. And one reference I would like to share with you, in Mahabharat, Yudhishthir once replied, "The most wonder of this world, what is that wonder? Somebody is dying, and by looking at him, I thought that this day will never come to me. I'm only observing that man only. This is the greatest wonder of the world," as per Yudhishthir in Mahabharat. So, throughout the life, mind forces us to live in myth and dream, building castle in the air. So this is the nature of the mind. And why I am telling so much of the mind? Because we have to understand how our mind works. Then only it can be shaped or designed by us. Because mind is not, actually, we are not the master of mind. Mind is ruling us every time. And that's the main tragedy. Look at the nature, how beautiful it is with all its imperfection. The wild mountain, the reckless sea, the galloping plateaus, the green carpets plain that proves beauty is not in search for perfection. The moral is we should learn from the nature, accept whatever comes on the way in whichever form. Now, I would like to share some of my case studies with you people where being an NLP trainer, sometimes I do go through the counseling and the irrespective of the genders and the ages, the problems come in front of me that can also uh, be a value added to you people also. That why, how, why me? How can luck be so rude to me? So these are the options repeatedly coming to our mind. In every case, why is a major question. One girl who came to me age 18 is depressed. So in that particular character, the girl confessed that he don't have a faith on parents. On the other hand, her parents complained that the parents are not able to make her convinced what actually they want from her. So become actually the this become actually a general problem. Now the case study two, one couple came to me. One couple once came to me. Why they were actually happily married, but problems lies that the data which stored in wife's brain is not matching, and the data that is in husband brain, the data are not matching with each other. They have a different set patterns, different belief system, their perception is different, and no common goal. So mind gets distracted. I am perfect. Once again, that perfection. I am perfect. Why not she? I am perfect. Why not he? Again, the confusion. So, all of my focus is to make you people understood that what is actually the characteristics of a mind, unless until you would not understand, or rather, we would not understand, we would be in the trap of mind. And that's why in our Indian culture, yoga is there, which means mastery over mind. So our ancestor had already made it possible for us, but we do believe less on it. Now, the next slide is the most vital part of my PPT. Let me explain this page. Please do believe that this way our brain is programmed according to my perception. Now, I would definitely ask for the feedback from your side at the end of the slide. Before explaining how it works, let us discuss the difference between mind and brain. Mind means till now we are talking about mind. So where come the brains come? Brain is the physical, tangible organ, while the mind is the intangible set of mental faculties like consciousness, feelings, thoughts. Brain is biological hardware, and mind is the software. Now, mind is the source level of reasoning, perception, clarifying, and feelings. Now, how it works? Suppose through our lifetime, from every situation, we accumulate experiences and gain more knowledge since birth. Because we do observe certain things, then set a definition of that. Let me give you one example. Suppose look at the mountain, and after observing the mountain, already the definition comes to our mind that it's a big shape, something big, very big, a masculine figure. It's brown in color. It's just like touching the sky. It's tough to ride over the mountain, or rather, this is the Himalayan ranges, which is protecting the northern wind entering into our India, or in the eastern side there is the Eastern Ghat, so that is the hills or the mountain which are not that much high up to just like the Himalaya. So after looking and after observing, suppose we are observing an apple. This is not exactly a circular one in shape. It is reddish in color. It is sweet in taste. It is very good for health. An apple keeps the doctors away. So these are the probable definitions we are creating all by ourselves. So this is the nature of our mind once again. So throughout our lifetime, in every situation, we accumulate experiences and gain more knowledges, more since birth. So we become more and more knowledgeable person. And this become a threat point. This knowledge creates a memory which has a set pattern, means stored data in our subconscious mind. More memories, day to day, more memories, more thoughts. Thoughts are creating from that memories, which is full of perception. Now, each and every individual person is different. Our perception is different. Our logic is different. Our thought process is different. So it's very true that we all are unique and we all are different from one to another person. Our mind is working in a different way. Your mind is working in a different way. So now, how the memory reacts means after absorbing all these things, now there is a question of reacting. How is this reacting? So, thinking is the act. What we are thinking, our thought is the act or is the reaction. And from that, by thinking his own thought, by pre assumption based on data already loaded in our brain, by predicting what is going to happen, and this involves stress, anger, fear, hope. So, thinking is the act, and from that action, gain another set of experience and repeat the process. So, this is the cyclic order that I have tried to sketch on this slide, that how our brain is working. Knowledge comes from experience. Let me define once again. From this knowledge, memory creates, and from memory, more memory each and every day, and more thinking. Then after that, the reaction of the memory, which is the thinking, is the act. And from thinking, we act once again, and we gathered many more experiences and repeated the process once again. So this is how our brain is actually working. So here, as an NLP trainer, I would like to tell you that what we believe, that in this process, our brain has assumed certain qualities, certain characters of our own. Means how we see the world, there is no reality. What we see is through our perception, we are visualizing the world. This world is not the real world. Your world is different. My world is different. Somebody's other's world are different. That's why a terrorist become terrorist. The border security force is working to save his own country. Same person, but way of living, way of thinking is different. That is means what the terrorist is doing, they are justified from their point of view. And what the army is doing, they are right from their point of view. So the total different, total opposite direction, but they have their own justification. Both of them are working for freedom. They have their own life set. Now, a thief, whenever he is, why he becomes a thief? His life forced him to believe that this is the only way safe for him. And why a policeman is a policeman trying to catch thief? Because his set pattern, his society has defined you that your work is this. You are justified with your work. So this is the differentiate. This is the belief system. This is the way of pattern of thinking. Man to man varies as per the knowledge and experience gathered since birth. So sometimes we do believe na situation make us. Yes, definitely. To some extent, situation really make us what we are actually today, because we don't know the how to control the situation, how to make a grip on the situation. That's why. Now the next slide is that talking about mind affects our body and body affects our mind. Thereby, based on that experience and reaction of the memory, what I am talking about in my last slide, we experiences stress. Here the question comes, how mind affects our body. When there is a hope, there is a fear, opposite side of the same coin. Suppose my hope is that my son will one day, he would be a great doctor. Now there is parallelly a fear, if not, if he fails to do so, what would be the next target? If he couldn't actually put my dreams into practicality, then what would be happen? And from that fear, I started creating pressure on him. Do it fast, read well, crack the NEET, do whatever you want. You have to do. This is my dream. This is my hope. This is also your hope. Stress started releasing. Stress is okay, but constant stress creates depression. So hope and fear works togetherly. What suppose our mind set, our thought process, our perception, all these are controlling our hormones, which is going to secrete from the gland, which will indirectly keep our body unhealthy or healthy. Once again, let me define how the stress happen actually. Stress based on past memories either or future expectation. Actually, we never live in the present. We always live either in the past or in the future. Now, what was my past memory? It happens to me. It happens to one of my friend. It happens with. It may it may happens in my personal life. So these are the past memory which I have accumulated throughout my life, which help me to create the stress within me and my future expectation. Always dreaming what is going to happen, whether it would be happen to my life or not, to be or not to be. So either past memory or future expectation, they this type of informations always creates negativity in us, because nothing is at our hand. Our present is only on hand, and we never live in present. Either we live at the past or we live in the future expectation. So this negative information travels through our vagus nerve, circulate through our body, directly affects our gut, where our immune system is present, stop all repairing, and guts affect our mood, and the process continued vice versa. This is the flow chart that I am explaining, because you all better know than me how it affects our immune system. Stress, stress, and stress every time by assuming or by living with future expectation or the past memories. On the other hand, happy hormones keep our body healthy. Thereby, body and mind are interdependable. Now, when our mood is fine, our mood is okay, it keeps the body healthy, and a healthy body gives you good feeling, stress-free life, happy mind, no anxiety. Our nature of the body is to be healthy all by itself, but imbalanced diet and stress creates imbalanced condition to our body, and that is the sources of all diseases. Body affects our mind and our mind affects our body. So this is the condition we all are suffering consciously, unconsciously, every time and every day, because we don't have a control on the mind, and how we are actually is actually affecting our mind, and our mind indirectly affects our body, for which we are facing the diseases, mainly the autoimmune diseases. So, what is the solution? Definitely, medicines are there. But beside medicine, we, the human being, should be much more conscious how we should live our life. So let me come to the next slide. Now, next slide is, as we know, that health is wealth, it is our responsibility to take care of our mental and physical health. Now, how it could be done? Internal cleansing is necessary. Otherwise, our internal stings is finding expression through our irritation, anger, agitation. So, we need meditation. Here, I would like to tell you something more important, that how meditation works on our body. Now, I have asked this question to many people, what do you mean by this meditation? Maximum people thought that meditation means sitting quietly, close your eyes, start pranayam, or start restricting your thoughts, stop your thinking, and make your body and mind at ease. Now, this is not a mechanical process. This cannot be done so easily. Thought will come and go. This is just like the waves of a river. It cannot be stopped. So we are actually, this is not called meditation. This is called concentration. What we are trying, or what we are actually trying to do. So concentration is far away from meditation. Meditation is just to observe your mind. Observation without any clarification, without any definition, and it should be a raw observation. Okay, let me take one another example. Suppose you were sitting under a tree in front of a blue sky. Now, this blue sky, don't define this blue sky. The sky is a sky. Stop defining. Defining means limiting your words. Words is a limitation that you cannot think apart from that. So, under the tree, while sitting, you just observe the trees, how the trees is looking like, how the leaves is actually uh, playing and moving, and the dried leaves, how they are falling as per their nature. Don't define it's a green color, it's a yellow color, it's a big tree, it's a small tree. So, actually, I am explaining how to observe. So, observation is needed without any definition, without any, means you accept the truth, what it is actually, without, means suppose you are telling that this girl is good, she has a beautiful nature, she is looking good. So you are defining her. That means you are restricting your thought process in your own words. Don't go for a definition. Don't go for a clarification. A true observation is just to observe what is coming on your way. Now, meditation means observing every aspect of life, whatever comes to your mind and whatever it goes away. That is mainly meditation, self analysis, and awareness. Now, let me share few other examples which will clarify my points, what I mean to say. Generally, for the kids, it becomes a very threatful condition that they often have their food while watching mobile or TV. Now, they don't know what they are actually eating because their full concentration is what is happening on the screen. So, whatever they are eating, they are not conscious, means their body is actually taking part by in the process of digestion, but mentally they are engrossed with something else. So brain and body is not in an aligned condition. So maximum time the food is not actually working for the sake of the body. So it's very important while you are having your food, you please enjoy your food. Whenever you will touch the food, there would be a touch sensation, and your tongue, your digestive system, entire process will start working on it. So there should not be any distraction. Suppose the kids, while they are studying and they are sometimes they are actually focusing on the mobile or the Google for their meaning. So often their brain is working as because I am all means I used to conducted the summer camp and the winter camp for the kids. So very closely I have noticed that their mentality is always trying to find out the meaning on the Google, try to find out the truth on the Google. Why? Google cannot be the Baba. Google cannot be the entire world. Means somebody has defined something on the screen of the Google and that I'm reading. So I'm actually entertaining somebody's definition given by somebody. That is not mine, that I have created. So thereby, today, right now, the another trait is creativity lags behind. In today's kids, creativity, there is no chance of creativity. They always taking the support of the system and they are doing everything from this. Means they know that computer is there, laptop is there, it's okay. So knowledge is there, so knowledgeable, they are knowledgeable. Rather, I could say they are the data banks, they know everything. But beyond that, when there is a question of creating something, analysis your life through your perception, your point, the answer is means they remain silent, they don't know. Apart from that, they don't know nothing. So these are the threats, and entirely how the health is actually affecting, that you people better know than me. How you are facing the challenges in spite of giving the medicines, in spite of working, in spite of everything. Sometimes the medicine is not working, sometimes the diseases gets continued. So it's better you people know. But I know personally that the mind get distracted and the relationship is getting distracted, students are getting frustrated. Now, agitations does becomes a very threatful situation. So this what I personally experienced throughout my counseling process. Now, uh, I would come to for the inquiry session, because if somebody has any kind of inquiry, I am thankful to them for their welcoming question. But before that, I would like to thank to all the viewers who have shared their valuable time with patience and endurance. I'm thankful to the Google once again for providing me some of the information, not the entire. And I'm thankful to Shoham Rai for his technical support and preparing this presentation. So let me come to the inquiry portion. If there is any question answer round, I would be happy enough to give you the answer. Ma'am, please.
Is there anyone who would like to ask a question?
Yes, Dr. Yes, Miss Madhuchhanda Roy. It's really a very good session. We all liked it. We all loved it and enjoy the presentation. And as we all know that homeopathy is a medical system which was formed on the base of these things, not on physical ailments only. Where Dr. Hahnemann combined these things together, the mind and body is not two different things, but it's the same thing as just like a coin. We have both side of the coin need to be looked into while treating patients. That's the reason why homeopathy we treat the patient and not the disease. When we treat the patient, we can say that there are differences. You can see even in the case of fever, it may be a viral fever or something like that. But the attitude of person varies from person to person, and that's the reason why we have to select medicines or the right remedy according in a different way. But the so-called advanced medical field still rely on the physical problems. They never think about that the mind is the reason behind of all these things. And if you ask a patient what happened to this you or when it happened, then the patient may say, "Oh, doctor, I have a problem with my family. Then I have to quarrel with my husband, or I have to quarrel with my teacher because she scolded me in front of other students and like that. From there onwards, the negativity in a person may happen, and that may lead to disease. So mind is the most important aspect as far as homeopathy is concerned, and we know that most of the doctors we used to repertorize to find the medicine according to the mind symptoms only, and not the, we are not only giving the very little importance to the physical symptoms. So all what you said was there in our homeopathic medical field, and unfortunately, the so-called advanced medical people, they may treat the patient in a different way. They always go according to treat according to the name of the patient, but they may have a separate entity called the psychiatry field, where they may treat the patient only for psychiatric problems. So that is a big tragedy. That's the reason why we still say that the homeopathy is the perfect system in the world that can treat the patient, not the disease. And of course, a patient, when a person get disease, he may be called as a diseased person, but it does not mean that all the persons who are suffering from the particular disease have the same problem. No, that's the reason why we all know that at the time of COVID, why is so many people died? Because of fear factor. That itself was injected by the so-called modern people, that there is no treatment for that. Actually, it was not like that. We have treatment for whatever the disease there was there before, or the so-called diseases that may come after this COVID. So when we treat the patient in that way, we can definitely treat the person. So anyway, congratulations and thank you for your excellent session. What's your opinion on that, Dr. Miss Madhuchhanda Roy?
Pardon, I couldn't get the what are you want to say?
Actually, homeopathy really
Yeah,
depends.
homeopathy is actually means you means
It is a
being a
purified
doctor,
science.
you know better that homeopathy is totally believing that what our minds say and how medicine works better when we take the medicine positively.
Exactly. Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
I am going to heal. So this is the faith we should have. This, yes, I'm going to heal because then only our body also started working in favor of it. Because we know that each and every cell they has their own intelligence. So when I'm sending a message that yes, I'm going to heal, I'm good enough. So this information is actually helping our body to store the positive data, and it works for the sake of our own body also.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else who would wish to ask any questions?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Madhuchhanda Roy. It's nice presentation. And this type of presentation is most definitely thought-provoking. And the last you mentioned about the belief of mind, that will often will be a negative point to homeopathy, because you all know that everybody, the opponents often accusing it is a placebo effect.
Yeah,
So
placebo effect.
I think that point must be avoided, because 2 points I would like to mention. One is the treatment of these animals,
Yeah,
then again plants. Well, in these two conditions, it acts invariably. Whether in the case of human being, whether he have belief or not, in case of animals, that is belief or not. So I think it's always better to avoid such occurrences in such conditions,
yeah,
always. Then another thing mentioned about is that the solution, not only in medicine, that's also important. Because we all know that Indian perspective, one of the greatest counseling the world ever has seen is the Bhagavad Gita.
yeah,
Definitely, when this Arjuna asks the Lord Krishna suggests, Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam Tyakto Tishta Parandava. Your weakness is the greatest defect. Your mind, the weakness of mind. At last, after this great counseling of the 18 chapters, what this Arjuna replied, Nashto moha smudrilabda tutpaya prasada achyuta sidosme gada sandeha karishya vajanandava. I lost all my confusion but with your grace, now I am ready to act. So that transformation is happening through this counseling. So definitely the counseling as well as our remedies, not medicines, has definitely got its own role, and we people should have attained at least a minimum touch with this Indian philosophy. Then only the homeopathy will be totally a practical system. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the information you shared with us.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else?
Oh, hello. Thank you, Dr. Arya. And congratulations, Dr. Madhuchhanda Rai.
Sir,
Very nice. Very nice. Excellent session. Describe the mind, body, and soul. Father of Handmaid. Describe the organ of medicine. 210 and 225 to 225, 26. Only mind. According to law of homeopathic science, main cause of disease, mind. Positive mind, healthy body. Negative mind, sick body. So mind is a very important role of homeopathic. And first grade of symptom according to mind. So mind depend. So there are three engineering. Just only that waiting for Godot. Look, waiting for Godot, very large personal desires, waiting for Godot. So
and that
mind
never
is a,
came.
hello, mind, जैसे brain is a biological software, biological hardware. Brain is a biological hardware, and mind is a software. Very good describe. So very, very thanks, Dr. Madhuchhanda Rai ji. There are three
I'm not.
engineering, electrical disbalance. Mind depend, electrical disbalance. Electrical disbalance, यानी a kind of जो है natural water, air, sun rays, disturbance, water, air, sun ray, natural disturbance after chemical disturbance, harmonial disturbance, harmonial disturbance, again mechanical disturbance, body disturbance. So very, very thanks, Dr. Madhuchhanda Rai. Thank
I'm
you.
not at all. Sir, thank you. Thank you for the encouragement that all of you have given to me, and hope in future I would be, if I get a chance, I would be try to work harder on that particular issue. So thank you everyone, sir.
Miss Madhuchhanda Roy is not at all a doctor.
Yeah.
She's a NLP trainer. She's a counseling personality. She knows.
Yes, I'm not a doctor. I'm from an NLP professional.
But she is doing excellent work that way. She was introduced to us by Dr. Chakrabarti from Calcutta. And that's why we got such a brilliant personality to this forum. And she is taking the sessions for the second time. And both the presentations were really excellent. Hope we can have some more presentation in the future also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Please continue.
So I think Dr. Partha Chakravarti, am I right, Dr. Sanesh?
Yes, sir.
Is it Dr. Partha Chakravarti?
Yes.
Yes, he's there. Please unmute him.
Yes.
Yes, sir, please. Yes, sir, please. Yeah. Not audible, sir. You are not audible.
Now,
Yes,
can
yes,
you hear me?
okay, yes, please.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm back to this pavilion after so many days. I was busy actually. And actually, Madhuchhanda Rai, I fondly call her Madhu. Okay, she's a very good, fan of mine, and I am also a fan of hers. And I've been referring many patients to Madhu, and she has been actually taking care of the counseling part of my patients. I remember one patient came to me around 1.5 years back, and he attempted 2 times suicide. And that patient, I remember a young boy from Raniganj, nearby my place. That patient, I remembered, I just gave some medicines, some antidepressant medicines, and I told I told his mother that you go and you seek the counseling of Dr. Madhu. And Madhu has actually, brilliantly counseled that patient. And so far as my knowledge goes, that patient has never attempted any suicide so far. That young man of around 16 or 17, he already attempted 2 times suicide. So this is the power of mind counseling, which Madhu is practicing over here. And they are actually our assets. We have to, build up a combined effort whereby we will be providing the treatment part and they will be providing the counseling part. If we can do this combined job, I think we'll be doing much better job than the modern medicine persons. Because what Dr. Ram Paresh Shahji has told, that actually the problem starts in the functional level. When the mind gets affected, the symptoms gets manifested at the functional level, which the modern physicians, they don't recognize. They only recognize when they get something in the pen and paper. If the SGPT is high, if the SGOT is high, then they will say yes, the hepatic function is disturbed. But before that, some dynamic symptoms which Hahnemann has already told around 300 years back. So these dynamic symptoms, if we can find out, and that can be found out in association with the mind mental symptoms, then cure can be instituted in the first portion without the patient dragging into that the final pathological stage. So thank you, Madhu. Knowingly or unknowingly, you have actually reiterated our organon, our teaching from Hahnemann's teaching. You don't know organon, but I find that you know much better organon than many of us.
Yes.
So thank you once
Sir,
again. Your lecture was very, very
Sir,
confident.
I would like to thank you, Dr. Partha Chakraborty sir, especially because to me he is a doctor with a golden heart. Because whenever I sit in front of him, his physical presence actually matters for a patient to be healed quickly. Because I don't know, it's my belief system or what, I don't know, but he every time supports me. And in this particular platform, it is just due to him only that I met with you people, and I get the privilege to talk with my courage, because you are already known person and I'm a layman, but still tried. And thank you for the compliment and for the opportunity given by all of you, especially sir. Thank you to you once again.
Dr. Dhanesh actually remembered you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I got, I just, while going through the previous editions, I just found.
Madhu, today I
Yeah,
also heard your lecture.
my wife is also hearing your lecture. She's a
Yes.
teacher, actually, my wife.
Thank
Hello,
you, ma'am.
everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
you.
It was
Yes,
very nice, very nice.
Very nicely said. I heard a little part, not the full lecture. Actually, I was also busy in household chores. So really, I liked your, and I related also. Few things I also relate with the present generation students.
Correct.
Your compliments will actually enhance me to work much more better and work hard for the upcoming future. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again.
Okay.
thank
So
you.
over to Dr. Dhanesh. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you, sir, for joining this session. And now I invited Dr. Karunakar to say a few words. Please unmute.
No, sir. Good evening, sir. And I never heard this lesson, but suicidal tendencies are, along with our homeopathic treatment, the counseling is also helps a lot. But our drugs are having to prevent the tendency of suicidal or homicidal that thing. In my experience also have succeeded in certain cases, but in present scenario, it is a more burning problem. No other medical profession has scope in this aspect, but only our homeopathic system has scope. But so many people are not aware of homeopathy has such a drugs to prevent the suicidal tendencies or homicidal tendencies, all other things. But even sometimes we are not dare enough to give in such a critical situations. We are not assured. Everybody wants to assure, but unfortunately, accidentally we'll get success. We got success more, so automatically we are aware of that, sir. So very nice presentation. This is a very, I feel so happy for sharing your knowledges and giving enthusiasm and stimulation for further. Yes, I want to do something like that. I want to do something like that. That type of stimulation came from this type of lecture or learning process, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. And Saria.
Thank you everyone for attending this webinar, and I'd like to extend my thanks to our guest as well as Dr. Danish sir. Thank you everyone, and wishing you
Thank
all
you,
good
ma'am.
night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you all. Tomorrow we will have another session from a counselor, Dr. Rajini Maliakal. She is also a mind counselor, and she will be talking about dream big. That's the
Yes, sir.
subject, dream big. So let's hope all of you can also join tomorrow's session.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.